Hi, thank you for joining me. So I'm going to show you how I'm picking up the stitches from here for their underarm stitches for this sweater. Okay, sometimes it's complicated and there are holes and it's not very elegantly done. All right, so I'm going to show you how I do it. And also I want to show you what it looks like on the other side that I completed, because I'm quite proud of myself. This time is really it came out beautiful. So this is the other side, this is the underarm. You can see it's really nice. I really like how it came out. There are no holes on the sides, and it's actually, to somebody who don't really understand anything, it looks like, yeah, nothing happened here really. And then it gives a really classy join. So I really love it. That's why I decided that, yeah, I'm capable to show you how to do it now. So therefore I made this tutorial. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the stitches with both yarns, okay? So it's LC and DC yarn at the same time. And I'm going to start, so this is the center here. I'm going to start from this stitch right here. So that's an LC stitch. So I prepared my yarns. Let's put this one on that side. So I'm gonna pick up a knit one from here. Yeah, that's the wrong side that I want. Okay, so I have this stitch on the needle. And now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this yarn to the front, and now I'm joining also dark color yarn, and I have to purl it. Okay, so I go from the back to the front right here in the center, and I just pick up and purl one stitch. Okay, and now with the LC yarn I bring it to the front on top of this yarn, dark color yarn below the needle, and now I'm just gonna pick up and knit one with LC yarn. Okay, and so I leave it here, I put it in the front, and now I take the DC yarn and I do a yarn over the needle. That gives me the DC yarn over, and then I bring, you see, I took the needle from behind it, and I go again to LC, to the center here of the DC, sorry, dark color yarn, and I pick up and purl. There we go, picked up and I purled one stitch. Okay, LC yarn comes on top, and now I'm going to pick up and knit, and again I put the yarn in the front and I make a yarn over with DC yarn. Now let's see what's going on here. So I have, this is going to be the last DC yarn that I'm going to pick up on this side. And I pick it up. And now this is, I think, one of the most important parts, okay? Because what I do is, I'm going to go from here, okay? And you see that that's where the hole can occur. So what I'm going to do, I go with my needle, you can't see because it's dark, I'm gonna bring it close to you. I go with my needle from behind this yarn, okay? And then I'm going to pick up and knit. So it's like if I would put this yarn on the needle. Let's do it like this. So I put this yarn on the needle, but I actually want it the other way, because now we're gonna knit it together. Okay, so let me make space here. Okay, so you see, if I just knit these two together, it's not gonna be stranded so much. So what I'm going to do, I'm picking it up and I'm putting it the other way round. Okay, and now I'm going to bark this stitch with this yarn that I just put on the needle. Okay, and now when I pull it, we actually managed to make the gap smaller. Okay, so now work with LC yarn all the way until you finish all the stitches, all the live stitches that you have, okay? And then you're gonna slip the stitches again back and to this point, okay? I'll show you. Okay, so now just work the stitches and we'll meet when we're done. We're back. Okay, so what I did was I worked all the stitches. Okay, so I slipped the stitches that I already took, that I already picked up from this side to the main needle. Okay, and then I just worked LC color until I finished, and then I slipped again the stitches until where the DC color was right here, and then I worked dark color all the way to here. And now again I have to pick up the stitches from this side of the underarm. So actually what we're gonna do now, I already did it, but if you work the last stitch, just undo the work of the last stitch. So actually I already undid it, okay, but it's supposed to look like this, yeah, with the yarn over and all. There we go. Okay, so just make sure that you didn't work it yet, okay, because you see here all the time, like every time when you're working the sleeves, that's the problem. So the next stitch that I have to pick up is from here, the dark color, and then from here, and it's too much of a gap. Okay, actually I would like to pick up the DC color from here. It will look really, really neat and nice if I work from here. But that's too much of a gap. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of narrow this gap by just going somewhere before here. So in the between, let's go here. Okay, and you pick up a strand that is kind of already involved, that can take more work with it. So I'm actually, yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea. Yeah, you have to kind of choose one. So I'm gonna go to this one right here on the back. It's gonna be enough for me. Okay, and then when I work this stitch, which is again upside down, so I'm gonna slip these two stitches. The one that I just picked up, I call it a stitch, although I know you shouldn't. And then, yeah, let's slip also this one here. Okay, so let's do it the right way, like this. And then you just SSK kind of in brioche. So slip, and then I just work this one, and I slip this stitch above. Okay, and then I just picked up the strand from here. I hope it was clear. And now I'm gonna pick up the stitches. So again, I'm gonna bring the dark color and yarn over. And now I'm going to bring the LC color to the front. And now I'm just going to pick up and purl. So I want to do it from here, and I want to go into a place that will not create a hole later. And I just purl this stitch right here, like this. Good. And now I bring this yarn down. I pick up a knit, one with Elsie. Preform the yarn over right here. Okay, bring it to the front, bring both yarns to the front, and then I pick up and purl. Yeah, I don't know why this yarn was cut. I'll sort it out later, but that's the edge of it. Until the end, and then I can just work my stitches again in the round. Okay, so yarn over, pick up and purl. I'm actually going to join another yarn here and sort it out later on. Okay. And This yarn goes down, and then I knit. And this yarn performs a yarn over. And that's the last stitch that I'm gonna pick up and purl. And then you can put a beginning or end of round marker and just start working the round. Okay, this yarn comes from here. All right, let's see. Right, so this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a mess, but that's because of all the extra yarn that we have here, the ends. But yeah, you'll see that once you work it, it will look much, much better. Thank you for joining me, and see you later. Bye bye.